Only one more day of spoilers left. Invasion of Theros is 2 of anything and 1 white for a 4 counter siege battle. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for an aura, god, or demigod card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Cool, it's an aura or god tutor. Probably will get popped right into decks like Xur, maybe Estrid. When you defeat it, it transforms into a Fara Ever Sheltering, a 4/4 legendary enchantment creature god. It has lifelink and indestructible as long as you control at least 3 other enchantments. Whenever another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Sick, an aura tutor that turns into an enchantress. I'm all about it, but what's most important about this card? The flavor text. Quote, when the sun falters and the seas disperse, when the wilds wither and the forges go cold, when death itself succumbs, she endures. This very heavily implies that all the monocolored gods on Theros have been completed, right? Sun is Heliod, Sea is Thassa, Wilds is Nylea, Forge is Purphoros, Death is Erebos. Pretty straightforward. It'll be interesting to see what Theros looks like on the other side of all this. Also, I was reminded by the way her name is written, but Afara has a similar naming style as the gods from Theros Beyond Death, so that's pretty neat too. It's a nice little callback there. Invasion of Vryn is 3 of anything and 1 blue for a 4 counter siege battle. When it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, then discard a card. Very expensive draw discard spell. Sift has been good in the past, but it's pretty dependent on the format being slow enough to not be punished for spending 4 mana at sorcery speed to do nothing on the board. This is only decent if the format is slow enough. When you defeat this battle, it transforms into an artifact called the Overloaded Mage Ring. You can pay 1 of anything, tap it, and sacrifice it to copy target spell you control. Very interesting that you can copy any spell. That includes permanents. I'm kind of into this thanks to that flexibility and very cheap mana activation cost. It's like Fork, but it targets anything. Versatile to say the least, with a nice potential payoff if you have something worth copying. The flavor text is about arming Vryn's defenses and it being coordinated by Gav Bellerin, Jace's father. Sweet setup for an eventual Vryn set and possible reunion. Probably won't be as heartfelt as Cathartic Reunion, but a guy can dream. Scornblade Berserker is 1 black for a 0/1 human berserk with backup 1. You can pay 1 of anything and sacrifice this creature to draw a card. Is that axe made of paper mache or something? 0 power on a berserker? Is this a cosplayer? What is going on? Anyways, the goal here is simple. You play this, put a +1/+1 counter on something better, then sack the berserker to draw a card. So really it should be 1 of anything and 1 black to put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control and draw a card. Weird way to make that happen, and I am flummoxed at the sight of a 0 power berserker with a massive axe, but here we are. March of the Machine be wild. Urabrask is 2 of anything and 2 red for a 4/4 legendary creature Phyrexian Praetor with first strike. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Urabrask deals 1 damage to target opponent, add 1 red. You can pay 1 red and exile Urabrask, then return to the battlefield transformed. Activate only as a sorcery and only if you've cast 3 or more instant and or sorcery spells this turn. On the front face alone, a 4/4 for 4 with first strike is an alright stat line, letting you ping on every instant or sorcery cast and you get 1 red mana each time. That's very strong. Definitely stands out among the secondary abilities on the front faces of the Praetors. It is so good. What's nice is it helps you meet the transform condition a lot, like a lot. Free mana when your spell slinging is basically gold. When you do inevitably flip Urabrask, which won't take much work at all, it becomes the Great Work, an enchantment saga. On Chapter 1, the Great Work deals 3 damage to target opponent and each creature they control. On Chapter 2, create 3 treasure tokens. On Chapter 3, until end of turn, you may cast instant and sorcery spells from any graveyard. If a spell cast this way would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead, exile the Great Work, then return it to the battlefield front face up. This may be incredibly broken. When Chapter 3 happens, it's an until end of turn ability, so you transform Urabrask back to the front face. You have 3 treasure tokens, all the instant and sorceries in the world to cast, and you get Urabrask's free mana trigger for all these spells, which basically means you'll be able to transform it again straight away, starting the pain train all over. With even just a little proliferate, you could potentially flip this card multiple times per turn. Thank goodness Chapter 3 exiles spells, or else you'll be off the rails with this so quickly. Urabrask is certainly pushed as a spell slinging inclusion. It's like Burgee meets Past in Flames, meets Sweltering Suns, meets a critting Hoarding Ogre. What a broken card in the right deck. Urabrask is fat with a PH. Invasion of Ixalan is 1 of anything and 1 green for a 4 counter siege battle. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a permanent card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. The front face is actually much more interesting than you might think. Almost all green cards that die 5 cards deep have very specific conditions. Adventure awaits, Ancient Sturians, commune with dinosaurs, commune with nature, lead the stampede. All these cards specify card types, but Ixalan lets you grab any permanent. It does cost 2 mana, but the flexibility is really nice. That's a new thing for green, to be honest. It transforms into Belligerent Regisaur, a 4/3 dinosaur with trample. Whenever you cast a spell, the Regisaur gains indestructible until end of turn. Whenever you cast a spell, any spell, wow, alright. The Regisaur makes for a decent limited payoff. What's nice about this is the front face is definitely borderline playable on its own, even at 2 mana, thanks to the flexibility and what you can grab with it. But the best part about this card is absolutely the flavor text. Quote, care. its vision is based on fear and it can smell movement or something like that. Gregor, Amateur Zoologist. Already my new favorite character. If we don't get a card for Gregor in the next Ixalan set, I am going to riot. Invasion of Amonkhet is one of anything, 1 blue and 1 black for a 4 counter siege battle. When it enters the battlefield, each player mills 3 cards, then each opponent discards a card and you draw a card. Much more impactful in multiplayer games, I'll tell you that, at least on the front face, but what I care about more than that is the art. It looks like Hazaret, the Scarab God, and the Locust God are fending off the Phyrexians. Awesome seeing them all together. When you defeat this battle, it transforms into Lazotep Convert, a 4/4 zombie. You may have Lazotep Convert enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature card in the graveyard, except it's a 4/4 black zombie in addition to its other types. I love the Scarab God so much. Using Lazotep to take control of Phyrexians, making them zombies instead, hilarious, just perfect. I love this card. Seeing the Locust God and Scarab God fighting together, and then the Scarab God countering Phyrexians by taking control of their brains and making them zombies instead, fantastic, 10 out of 10. Couldn't have thought it up better myself. Why even invade Amonkhet? There's nothing left there. It's so funny. What a whirlwind these battles are. Marshal of Zhalfir is 1 white and 1 blue for a 2/2 human knight. Other knights you control get +1/+1. You can pay 1 white, 1 blue and tap the Marshal to tap another target creature. This design's genius. When you're playing a tribal deck, if any creatures don't attack, it's always the lords. You don't want your Anthem effect to die, so you keep them back. This tap ability gives the Marshal value in combat without risking its life. It's so smart. Also, it's a 2-mana Night Lord in relevant colors, so this could and will probably see standard play as both a human and a knight, and in limited, it is a great reward for going blue and white because tapping creatures down is a monumentally powerful ability in limited. Ask Tamiyo's Immobilizer or Tumble Magnet. Now sure, this costs mana to do it, but it's still a lord and brings battlefield value regardless. It's a solid card. Invasion of New Capenna is 1 white and 1 black for a 4 counter siege battle. When it enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice an artifact or creature. When you do, exile target artifact or creature an opponent controls. Nice, I will take this as a functional battle right here. Great front face, being Orzhov, it fits right into what the color combination wants to do. Throw expendable nonsense, a way to take down something dangerous. And it isn't even 2 for 1ing yourself because the battle stays there for you to attack and transform into Holy Frazzle Cannon. An artifact equipment with an equip cost of 1. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature and each other creature you control that shares a creature type with it. Did not expect this back face at all based on the front one, but I'll take it. What I like about this is that it doesn't specify a creature type to support, so in limited it could be knights, could be Phyrexians, could be something else. The card's versatile. Comes with a low to the ground removal spell on the front, and even without massive tribal synergy, that equipment isn't bad and it's cheap to equip. I like this battle a lot. And in Commander, you can put this in any number of places. General Kudrow's humans, Vishgraz's Phyrexians, Eder Markov's Vamps, tons of places. It's a neat little card right here. Invasion of Pyrulea is 1 green and 1 blue for a 4 counter siege battle. When it enters the battlefield, scry 3, then reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land or double face card, draw a card. Whoa, we do not see cards reference double face cards at all, so this is a unique card already, and it lets you scry 3 and draw a card for 2 mana, and you get a battle to defeat out of the deal. But what's coolest is that we see Pyrulea. We know so little about this plane, but it seems so awesome. We've seen it on Horizon Bows and Horizon Canopy, but other than that, not much is known. It looks like a gorgeous plane that would be fantastic to visit. Glad it got a nod in this set. When you defeat this battle, it transforms into Gargantuan Slabhorn, a 4/4 beast with Trample in War 2. Other transform permanents you control have Trample in War 2. We already knew that blue-green was going to be the transform-related colors in the set, so this isn't a huge surprise, but it's a welcome card. The beast is tough to kill efficiently and has a decent body on it, but that blanket Trample and War 2 for transform permanents, that's very nice, especially outside of limited, like in Commander. It's an interesting card. Front and face is borderline playable alone in the right deck. It's not bad. Rampaging Geodermis, 2 of anything, 1 red and 1 green for a 3/3 dinosaur beast with trample and haste. Whenever you attack, target attacking creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. If it's attacking a battle, put a +1/+1 counter on it instead. Ooh, this is interesting. I was wondering if we were going to get cards with incentives for attacking battles, considering you have to give up quite a bit of damage on the opponent to take them down. Not bad and limited. Having trample and haste makes this quite strong even as a 3/3 for 4, and the trigger happens whenever you attack, so really it can be an effective 4/4 in combat. Or if you attack a battle with 4 counters on it, you take that battle down immediately, then next turn you have an effective 5/5 with trample running around. Smart design, great way to make people want to attack battles. Stay tuned right here for more March of the Machine spoilers, and thanks for watching.